2.7 million customers without power. But Beryl was only a Category 1 hurricane. So how did a hurricane with winds on the lower end of the Saffir-Simpson scale cause so much as far as problems and headaches with the electrical grid in Texas? That's a good question. Shitty infrastructure? Crappy building codes? Poor line maintenance? Tree canopies that haven't been trimmed around power lines? I don't know. Those are just things that come to my mind. The good news is that CenterPoint is expecting to restore another million customers by the end of Wednesday. All these power outages come when it still feels like it's over 100 degrees in the Houston area. As of Tuesday evening, PowerOutage.us indicates there's 1.8 million customers in Texas still without power. And the 2.7 million outages seen for Beryl in Texas is actually more power outages than were seen during Hurricane Ike. Ike was a Category 2 hurricane in 2008 that dealt the Houston area a big blow. And back then, after 2 weeks, there were still people without power. CenterPoint said that residents in harder hit areas could see prolonged outages. CenterPoint really wasn't prepared for this, so it could take even a bit longer than expected to get power on for everyone, because they're saying that Hurricane Beryl more heavily impacted Houston's electrical infrastructure than originally anticipated. Why was that? Usually prior planning prevents poor performance. Haven't we learned that? Headline from the Washington Post today says Houston power outages may last days amid slow Beryl recovery. About 1.8 million utility customers were without electricity Tuesday morning, and temperatures are forecast to rise into the 90s with intense humidity. Tuesday evening, we're still seeing about 1.8 million customers without power. But by no means was the 2.7 million power outages from Beryl anywhere near a record. Irma causes one of the largest disaster power outages in the nation. In September 2017, Irma put out power to nearly 7 million customers in Florida. Already 2 million had been restored according to this article, leaving another 5 million without power. And for comparison with some other big name storms, Hurricane Andrew left 1.4 million customers without power in South Florida back in 1992. Hurricane Wilma knocked out power to 3.4 million, but Hurricane/Superstorm Sandy takes the cake with 8.2 million customers across 17 states that were out. And if it seems like big weather events like hurricanes and other natural disasters are causing more and more big power outages, that's because they are. According to this from WUFT in Florida, weather events caused most major power outages in the past 2 decades. And Florida had 65 of those major power outages from the year 2000 to 2021. The year in Florida with the most major power outages was 2004, one of the huge hurricane seasons that Florida saw back in the mid-2000s. There were 20 major power outages that year, and in 2005 with Hurricane Wilma, that actually had one of the longest power outages in Florida history, lasting up to 17 days for some people. Major power outages are defined as events impacting more than 50,000 customers. And the thing to note is that these events are happening more frequently. Nationwide outages are also increasing. The data shows 64% more major outages during the period from 2011 to 2021 than that of 2000 to 2010. An aging infrastructure with above-ground lines susceptible to increasingly intense weather due to climate change are cited for the reasons.